trigger happy and I give less than a fuck. Love me or hate me, I'ma show enough, rip shit up. It's Mr. Nothing, nice on a mic stand. Mic in the left and the zest in my right hand. I took a puff, had enough now, hold up. If that was Indo, niggas getting rolled up. Yo.
What's up, folks? This is Acid Rootz. So I've got a collaboration review here to do with JackalGoldKick, and it's about the German band Cinema Bizarre. So basically, the album that we're reviewing is called Final Attraction, and it came out in 2007. They had a pretty good showing and promotion about them. They were pretty large throughout 2008, and eventually, as they were starting to come to the United States, they wound up being on Lady Gaga's 2009 tour, and they managed to put out one United States album before disbanding in early 2010. Now, kind of the reason behind that is they were feeling that it was time to start something different. They were ready to move on, and they were just, I guess, creative respective differences meant for them to kind of want to go their separate ways. It kind of happened pretty sharply immediately. One of the members that unfortunately passed away was only with the first album, so he didn't make it to the American album. And I don't know, it seemed almost that there was kind of maybe bickering. I don't want to say entirely in that sense, but it just felt like maybe creative differences caused the gap that resulted in such an early kind of departure, which is too bad because they only really managed to do one album in the United States, and it would have been interesting to have seen kind of the atmosphere of what would have happened had we gotten an album like, you know, in 2011, or as the time progressed, to kind of see what they were up to and what they would have done with like a more global sensational type thing. But this album has a lot of synths to it. It has like a lot of angles and varieties about how it kind of goes about, and I think that that's interesting just within the sense of like they do win a lot of originality points. I mean, I feel like some of like the expressions in the songs that they try to have are somewhat spotty and they don't quite hit as hard, but that's pretty much just because they are a German band and maybe I'm used to more United States music. But there are some stuff, I mean, Europop and, you know, more kind of European kind of club music, as this were in a lot of senses, has a lot of appeal, but it just has a different kind of approach than what would probably be seen in most typical, you know, club songs around here, like you'd hear from 50 Cent or Wiz Khalifa or even Deuce or somebody like that. It's just it's a different kind of style in how it went. So to kind of talk about some of the singles, there were 3 of them from Final Attraction. None of them charted in America, but the first one was Love Songs They Kill Me. This felt like the most approachable. I can see how this was the biggest song off the project. It had the most kind of polish and just ready to go kind of format in terms of what it did. I really like the hooks on most of these singles, or basically all of these singles. I mean, they do a stellar job, even though the singles don't sound like rock music. It's kind of like glam pop. I know it says in like the description that it's glam rock, but it felt just more like glam pop in a sense. It's really ritzy, disco-ish, kind of European pop, if you want to know the complete sense of what that kind of goes along with. Basically, like if David Guetta were to be kind of in like a more German sense and just have like a lot more flamboyancy to the way he dropped his singles, that's probably what you'd have with Cinema Bizarre. The next one, I really like the hook on Escape to the Stars. This one was kind of more, felt like things were getting ready to happen, just a lot more ambient and kind of atmospheric kind of production on here. Not quite as down and kind of ground level as Love Songs, but I definitely like the hook. And the thing about this band, they said a lot of this sounds like something you'd hear after like an anime is over, you know, like when they play the credits in like an anime or something. It kind of felt like some of these, just those, you know, Japanese women that kind of sing and stuff, you'd hear something like that, or something. It's kind of what some of this music reminds me of, is it felt like it could have been like in the backdrop of an anime, but the singing's rather good. I mean, I definitely liked Escape to the Stars. And then Forever or Never, this one felt like the most Americanized of the singles. Really felt kind of more in a club setting, you know, depending upon how the clubs are out in Europe. I this one kind of, I had relatability to this just because of how ready to go it was, but I had more relatability just because of how ready to go it was, but it charted the worst. So I think, obviously, considering that this was their breakout, to kind of that Forever and Ever is a good example of the reason why I would have wondered what would have happened if they would have kept dropping albums in America and kept going for more than just the 2.5 projects that they put out. Just because I wonder, it basically, there were not too many European bands that became American. That's just not something that happens very much. Or you've got someone who's like a big European star. Like I can think of Adele, but she really doesn't do like more social outing music that much. But just to kind of say, like a big European group that could have crossed over to America and really had like the fun, outgoing setting kind of going for it. This is what I saw in Forever and Ever, but it just was not, you know, made, put to get pieced together enough. So there were other songs I liked on here. I'll go ahead and list some of those for you just so you kind of get like a synopsis of what I'm talking about. So a few extra songs I really appreciated, like their up tempo and more dance ready moments. I mean, it has like some drama in here. When it says Cinema Bazaar, they do put emphasis on the cinema side of things, but like I felt like How Does It Feel, The Way We Are, and She Waits for Me were further examples of just like the concept of what I was seeing in terms of just like a more uplifting and kind of quicker pace with like some jive to it and that type stuff. It was good to kind of see some of that, but just from like a European setting. I mean, I don't know, like the lead singer of this group, I don't know how much star power he had on his own. Like his name was Jack Strifey, and I don't necessarily know like the charisma that he would have carried had this band kind of gotten further and him been in more massive interviews and had more promotion and more global appeal. I just don't know if like his personality was fit to, you know, subdue like all the pressure that would have come with him being a global sensation. But for what it is, the music is good from what I've heard in some of those songs. But there is more than a few records on this project that I did not click with. I mean, the 6 songs that I listed for you, I'll go ahead and list them again so you know. Escape to the Stars, Forever and Ever, How Does It Feel, Love Songs They Kill Me, The Way We Are, and She Waits for Me. Those are the 6 I recommend to you. But just a number of these kind of had like a different approach towards them that I kind of felt like it was a little bit early to kind of start trying to do like a multitude of styles when that was their first album. I mean, it feels like something that they needed to kind of throw a wrench to later on, but there were too many suited styles that kind of went along with some of it that I don't know. I mean, I know like albums kind of have that, but just in a sense of it not being, fully Americanized and kind of wondering where some of the approaches were kind of going. Like, there's a number of these that kind of have pretty heavy topics like Heaven Sent, Dysfunctional Family, Angel in Disguise, The Silent Place. I mean, some of these kind of have more of like a lot more like I said, just more hammy and more heavy kind of approach to like a song, considering that they are also trying to break out as like Europop. So it's kind of to get some of these, kind of feeling like heavy on the heart type songs, but then still be kind of in the club doing that. It just kind of felt like a mesh that didn't quite work as well. And there's more. The 8 songs I didn't enjoy kind of have strange and somewhat awkward moments where I was trying to figure out where exactly I would listen to them. Like The Silent Place and Get Off are a couple examples. Get Off was the only real rock sounding song that I felt like from this project, and them trying to do like hard rock didn't really work out as well as I probably would have thought it should have. I mean, because they're really more of a pop band, so them trying to do rock just on 1 or 2 lone awkward songs on here just didn't have the approach quite down. And to talk about like Silent Scream, I mean, some of these just were kind of, yeah, like I said, it was difficult to kind of figure out where exactly to listen to some of these, and they just had differential song topics that probably could have been easier placed if they had had something with less meaning and more kind of jive to them, I would have to say. But yeah, so I'm going to give this album a 5.5 out of 10. I mean, I definitely like the approach of what it was trying to do when it was synchronized with the moods that were correct for like the attitude of it. And I know you could say, well, Acid Roots, not every single song has to be up tempo, and some of them do need to have some meaning. But the thing about it is, it's not so much about the songs not having meaning. It's just about the connection that it kind of goes along with when they attempt it. And that's kind of, it felt this kind of awkward in the sense of like, kind of getting an up-tempo sad song. It just didn't really make a lot of sense. And some of these simply did not have like the right, like for the topics that they were trying to do, it felt kind of just mismatched. Like, I didn't get this problem with like any of the singles, Forever or Never, Love Songs, They Kill Me. But when some of these other songs, especially some of the topics and just like the approach of how they're gone about, wound up being a lot more awkward than they probably should have. But so yeah, I give it a 5.5 out of 10. The social score I'll give an 8, just because I did like all the singles and I like the approach of what they were trying to do. It definitely showcased them being a very fun band in a lot of senses. And yeah, just depending, I feel like, it's not like we can expect folks to have like every angle that they're trying to pull off mastered on the first attempt. It's just kind of more about, when you see this sort of stuff, whether or not it makes a connection. I mean, for some people, it may completely hit home and you may get that, but to kind of sum things up one last time, I felt like when they were in the moment and when they were doing like dance style music and it had the right topic, they definitely hit home. But when it felt in some stages that they ran out of stuff to say in kind of like an interesting way. Like they didn't quite have an album's worth of topics to really convey. And especially when the mood kind of switches to something more serious or more meaningful, it just didn't translate well. So there you have it.
What's up YouTube, it's JackalGoldKick, and I'm here with Acid Roots, and we're going to be doing an album review for the album Final Attraction by the rock band Cinema Bazaar. So this is an album that came out in 2007, and we're going to be reviewing it. So when it comes to the rock band Cinema Bazaar, how I found out about them was, this was back in, I think, like in 2016 or 2017, one of those years. I found them long after they were no longer together, but this was like in 2016 or 2017. I was looking up a song by the rapper Bizarre from D12, and I happened to see another video that had something called Bizarre, and it was Cinema Bazaar's song Forever or Never, and that's how I basically found them. And what drew me to click on their video was the music video Forever or Never, because around this time I already knew who BOTDF was, so I was introduced to the whole scene type alternative culture. So the thumbnail of the video catched my eye because it looked like they dressed kind of like BOTDF, so that drew me to the video to click on it. And when I clicked on the Cinema Bazaar Forever and Ever video, I ended up really liking the song, and I'm like, wow, this is a really good band. I checked out more of their music and became a big fan of them, and I think they're a really good band. I think they make really good music, and before Cinema Bazaar, I didn't really have a lot of rock music I could find to like. So Cinema Bazaar was really like the first rock band that I could really get into and dig like that, so they're definitely my favorite rock artist as of now. But yeah, we're going to review this album they did in 2007, Final Attraction. We're going to review this album. In terms of the members, you have Jack Strifey, who is the lead vocalist. You have Luminar, who is the keyboard instrumental, as well as doing background vocals, at least specifically for this album, because I know he wasn't in the band later on. By the way, my condolences and rest in peace to Luminar. I read that he died in 2020 from like a painkiller overdose. Really sad that he died. So rest in peace to Luminar. Rest in peace to him. Condolences to him. And then Phoenix is the guitar member, and then Kiro is the bass guitar, and then this guy named Shin is drum kit. So in terms of the band, you have 5 members for at least this album, and they're from Berlin, Germany. So they're a German pop rock glam rock band, and yeah, that's the basic synopsis of them. They started in 2007. They disbanded in 2010. They had a total of like 3 albums, but we're going to be reviewing and starting with this first album. So let's review Final Attraction by Cinema Bazaar from 2007. So pop rock album. So when it comes to the first song on this album, which is Love Songs They Kill Me, I definitely really like this song. This is a solid song, definitely one of my favorite songs by Cinema Bazaar. It's just a really good, nice pop rock kind of goth type of song. It's a song that kind of talks about relationship, love type stuff, and I just really like this song. It has this like melancholy dark feel to it. I really like the music video as well they made for it. The music video for it is cool as hell. Luminar does a great job on this track as well with some of his background vocals, especially this part of the song where he gets to sing on some of it. So Love Songs That Kill Me, definitely like this song, one of my favorites. It's just a great song. Good guitar playing, good instruments, really good singing from Jack Strifey on the whole song and the chorus. I like the additional vocals and work from Luminar. He does a really good job. The guitar playing from Phoenix is really good. The whole band just does a really great job. So really like the song Love Songs That Kill Me. It's a solid song, just a nice melancholy, really good, awesome rock song. Definitely one of my favorites from them. It's a catchy song and it has an amazing chorus as well as a really cool music video to go along with it. So definitely like that one. So when it comes to track 2, How Does It Feel, I definitely like this song as well. How Does It Feel is a really good song. It kind of reminds me of another relationship type song in terms of like topic and what it talks about, you know, asking someone how does it feel in a certain relationship. I like this song as well. It has really good instruments, mix of like electronic type stuff, and you got some good stuff from Jack Strifey and the whole band itself. So I definitely like the second track, How Does It Feel. It's a good song. I like the singing parts from Jack Strifey. I like the instruments, and then I like the chorus that Jack Strifey does. It's a very catchy chorus. It's a very good chorus. It's very cool, and the whole song in general is just really great, and I like it a lot. It's a fun song. It has good instruments, really good lyrics, really good singing from Jack Strifey. He's a hell of a vocalist, and you have, you know, good guitar playing from Phoenix and, you know, Shin, and, you know, everybody in the band just does a really good job with this song, especially Luminar with his additional vocals, especially on the chorus. He really adds to it, and I like the fact that they had someone in the band do something like that, because, you know, someone that does like additional vocals on a song, I think it can add a lot to it, you know, and I'm glad that they did that with this band member, you know. So Luminar definitely adds a lot to this band as well as the other members of the group. So track 2, How Does It Feel? Definitely like this song. It's a solid song, very good song, very catchy, good singing, and chorus is banging. I love the instrument, love the guitar playing, love the lyrics. It's a solid song overall. Definitely like it. It's definitely another one of my favorites, and it's catchy, and it's just a really good song, you know, really good song. So when it comes to the third song, Silent Scream, this is another song that I absolutely love. This is another great song on this album. Silent Scream is a really good song. I love the instrumental here. I especially love the beginning of the song. It has kind of this like sad, sort of like rainy day opening to it, kind of. It just reminds me of like a rainy day with like this piano playing, Jack Strifey's like slowly singing, and then it just leads into some rock stuff where Jack Strifey starts singing, and it's just a really good song. I love Silent Scream. It is a great song. I love the singing on the chorus from Jack Strifey. He does such a good job on this song. I freaking love his singing on the chorus. He is such a good vocalist. I love his vocals on the chorus. He does an amazing job. Fucking love the chorus on here. It's a beautiful chorus. It's amazing. It's so awesome, and it's just a awesome chorus, as well as the rest of the song when it comes to the instruments and the lyrics. Luminar does a great job on this track as well when it comes to doing the background vocals and what he adds to it, as well as the guitar player Phoenix and the other members. They all just do a really killer job with another solid song. So I love Silent Scream. I love the beginning, kind of this rainy day sad feel, and I like how it leads into this rock stuff. Fucking love the chorus. Jack Strifey does a great job, and it's just an amazing song overall, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Fucking love the hell out of it. One of my favorites from them. So definitely like Silent Scream. That's an awesome song. So when it comes to the fourth song on the album, fourth song on the album, Get Off. This is another good song as well. An interesting thing about this song is this is actually a song that is custom to Luminar himself. Usually Luminar, usually they're all involved in all these songs, but this is one of the songs where actually Luminar gets to get the front stage. And I thought it was an interesting change up to have him take place of a song, and I definitely like Get Off. It's a really good song. It has kind of this like goth feel to it in a way. It has some pretty good instruments, pretty good chorus. I like the combination of what Luminar and Jack Strifey does together. Now, the fourth song, Get Off, I think it's a really good song. I like the feel of it. I like how they gave Luminar the forefront and gave him his own song. That's pretty cool, and it just makes for a different kind of song. I like Luminar's vocal style on it, very creepy, gothic type of voice he has. Gives a song a good feel. It's just like a kind of like a creepy love song, sex song type of thing. And Luminar does a great job in the song, as well as the rest of the band members with the instruments. The lyrics are really good, the singing's really good, and the chorus is really solid as well, and definitely is the best part of the song. I like what Luminar and Jack Strifey does together on the chorus. They're really good together, and they craft something really good here. So I like the song Get Off, track 4. It's really good as well, so solid song. So the fifth song on the album is called Forever and Never. This is another good song. It's the first song I heard from this band. Definitely like this song, Forever and Never. It's a really good song. Awesome fucking song. It has a great instrumental. It has great singing. It has great lyrics. Jack Strifey does an amazing job on the song with his singing, especially in the chorus. Phoenix does a great job with the guitar, as well as the other band members. They do a great job on the song itself, and they really just do a killer job with the song. I like the extra background vocals that Luminar adds to this song. Once again, he's a nice touch to a lot of these songs, and he really just adds to it, because it's like not only do you have a good guitar player as well as the other good band members and a good lead vocalist, but you have someone else doing background vocals, just enhancing it. So I really like the song Forever and Ever. It's a really good song. It basically is like I think topic wise, it's like a song about, like a love sex type of song. That's what the topic seems to be, and it's a good song. It's like an electronic rock pop song, and I really enjoy it. I like the singing, I like the lyrics, I like the instrumental, I love the chorus, I like Jack Strifey singing on the entire song, I like the background vocals from Luminar, and I just like the entire song itself. It's a lot of fun, it's great, it's cool as hell. And I like the music video as well. It has a really cool music video. The music video does sound somewhat different, which I always found to be odd. Like the music video version sounds different than the album version, so I don't know which version is the first one, but I do like both versions. But I did notice that they were both different, so I don't know when it comes to that. But yeah, track 5, Forever and Never, really good song, and a special song because it was the first song that I heard by Cinema Bizarre, and it was how I found them. So track 5, Forever and Never, really good song, and it has a really good music video as well that I enjoyed. The entire band did a great job with this song. So when it comes to track 6, Escape to the Stars, this is another stellar song and another great song from Cinema Bizarre. Really like Escape to the Stars. I think this is one of their best songs. It's definitely one of my favorite songs by them. I really like the beginning of the song with like the kind of the instrumental they use. I like the entire song itself. I like the singing from Jack Strifey on the verses. I love his singing on the chorus. I really like the instrumental on here. Just feels like a nice mix of guitar and kind of electronic type stuff. And I love the instrumental of the song Escape to the Stars. I love the guitars in it. I like the lyrics. I like the singing from Jack Strifey. And then I also like the additional vocals that Luminar does here and there, especially near the end of the song. It's just a solid song overall, and definitely one of their best songs. And the music video for it was really cool and really awesome, and I definitely liked the music video for Escape to the Stars. It was really cool, and the song itself is just awesome. I love the guitar on here. The instrumental is great. The lyrics are great. Jack Strifey has really good singing, especially on the chorus, and Luminar does a great job, especially with what he does near the end, and the whole band just does a killer job with this song. So it's definitely another song I love by them. Another one of my favorites. I think it was one of the singles for this album, and like I said, it had a really good music video, and it's a solid song. And I think topic-wise, it talks about, speaking for yourself, thinking for yourself, wanting to escape to the stars because Earth itself has a lot of bullshit and you want to think for yourself. It's kind of the vibe I got from the topic of it. But yeah, track 6, Escape to the Stars, it's a really good song. So the next track on the album, track 7, is After the Rain. Definitely like the 7th track, After the Rain. It's a really good song. It has good singing from Jack Strifey as well as some good instrumentals, and it's another solid song overall. And it's a nice song that has kind of a really cool build up to it, where it starts kind of slow with certain kinds of instruments and certain kinds of style. Then as the song goes on, it builds and builds into something a lot higher. Kind of reminds me of how Phil Collins' song In the Air Tonight would build to something higher. So track 7, After the Rain, that's definitely another good song. I like that one as well. Has really good singing from Jack Strifey, really good lyrics, really good instrumental, and I like the build up, especially near the end when it really starts to build up and get even higher. And it's a good song overall from the band, and I definitely like After the Rain. Really good song, especially with the build up of it, going near the end and being a build up type of song. The band did a really good job with this song as well. So I definitely like track 7, After the Rain. Really good song. So I like that one as well as the build up style they do with this specific song. It's really good. So track 8 on the album is She Waits for Me. I think this is a decent song. I'm kind of mixed on this song, She Waits for Me. I think it's a decent song. I mean, I kind of like the thing with this song is it's a decent song, but it kind of feels a little bit odd compared to the other songs because like most of this album has kind of like a sort of a melancholy pop rock, glam rock, EDM feel, and this song kind of feels like something you would hear in the summertime. Like it has a summer feel to it. I don't know. So track 8, She Waits for Me. This isn't a terrible song, I think it's a decent song. It's a decent song. I like the instrumental somewhat. I like Jack Strifey on the chorus. It's somewhat catchy. It's a decent song, but I'm not huge on it, but I think it's just a decent song for what it is. I just think it sounds a little bit weird compared to the other songs because it has more of like a summer feel, whereas the other songs kind of had more of like a melancholy feel. So track 8, She Waits for Me, that's a decent song, not a song I particularly love, but it's not a song I hate. I think it's a decent song. It has decent instruments, and it has a decent hook. It's a decent song overall. So yeah, that's what I gotta say about that song, She Waits for Me. It's like a song that talks about relationship type stuff and how a woman waits for you. So that song's decent. I don't hate it. I don't love it, but it's a decent song, instrument wise, singing wise. It's just a decent song. But I think it reminds me of like something from the summer, like a summer type song, and I don't know, it has a different take compared to the other songs before it, and I just think it comes off as being just a decent song. Not terrible, not amazing, but it's a decent song. So that's what I gotta say about that one. Alright, so the next song on the album is track 9 called I Don't Believe. Definitely really like this song. Definitely enjoy this song, I Don't Believe. It's a really good song. Love this one. It has a nice mix of like this, rock instrumental and like EDM electronic type stuff. I like the intro. It's really cool. Love the chorus on the song. It's very catchy. I like the singing from Jack Strifey, as well as it sounds like the rest of the band sings on the chorus, or it could be Luminer singing as well, but I really like the chorus on the song. Very catchy song, very memorable chorus, really good lyrics, and definitely like this song, track 9, I Don't Believe. It's a really good song. I like the singing from Jack Strifey. I like the lyrics that are here. I like the instrumental work. I like the song itself overall, and it's a really good song, and it's just very catchy. Has a nice like electronic pop rock feel to it that I really like, and it's just a solid song overall with good instrumental work, good lyrics, good singing. It's a very catchy song. Has a really cool intro. I like how the instrumental sounds in the intro. It's badass, and the entire band just did a great job with the song I Don't Believe, and I really like this song. Very catchy, fun song, cool song, as well as Jack Strifey and the rest of the band. They did a great job with this song overall, and it's a solid track, and I definitely like this one. Yeah, track 9, I Don't Believe, really good song. So track 10 on the album is called The Way We Are. Not a fan of this song. I would say this is probably the only song on the album that I just really wasn't feeling. I listened to this album like, 2 times in preparation for this review, and I've heard a decent amount of these songs even before listening to the entire album, but I don't know, this song just didn't really click for me, track 10, The Way We Are. This song just didn't really work for me. I think like the style of it, like the instrumental, the singing, and like the style of the song overall, it just didn't really work for me. It didn't really click for me. I didn't think it was like a like it didn't sound, it wasn't like an annoying song or like a really bad song, but track 10, The Way We Are, just it didn't work for me. It was one of those songs that just it didn't click for me. It didn't really do much for me style wise. I just didn't really like the instrumental style, the vocal style, the lyrics. The entire song itself just didn't work for me. This was probably one of the only songs of the album that I wasn't really big on. I tried to give it a chance, but I don't know. This song just didn't click for me, style wise. Overall, it just didn't do much for me. So wasn't a fan of the 10th track, The Way We Are. The Way We Are, yeah. I wasn't feeling that one. Just it didn't click for me style wise. So that's what I got to say about that one. So track 11 on the album is called Dysfunctional Family. I'm kind of mixed on this song. I think this is like it's a decent song, but I'm kind of mixed on it because I kind of like I'm mixed. It's a mixed decent song. I'm not the big like what they go for with the Dysfunctional Family. When it comes to track 11, Dysfunctional Family, this is like a mixed bag decent song. They kind of go for this style where it's like a rock song, but it has kind of like this country feel to it in a way, kind of with like, it sounds like they use some kind of country style with it. Has like this country feel, and it kind of talks about, I don't know, dysfunctional family or maybe themselves. I'm not quite sure on the topic, but I'm kind of mixed on this song because I kind of like some parts of the instrumental. I like one part of the song where Strifey says family a few times, so it's a mixed bag. I don't completely hate this song, but it's like mixed bag decent. It's a mix between being decent and being a mixed bag, you know. It's not a song I like, but it's not a song I hate. It's just kind of in the middle with it, you know. It's not a song I particularly liked, but it's like a decent mixed bag. It's hard to explain, but Dysfunctional Family was just, you know, it's a mixed bag. It's decent, but it's also a mixed bag because, like I said, I liked I think some of the chorus, and I liked the certain parts of later on when Strifey kept saying family, but I wasn't a fan of like the country approach and what they were going for with that. It just didn't really work for me. So it's like a mix between being decent and being a mixed bag. So hopefully that makes sense, and that's what I think of that song. So as for the 12th track on the album, Heaven Sent, this is a decent song. I do like Heaven Sent. It is a decent song. I think it is a decent song. I like the instrumental. I like the chorus. I like the singing on here from Jack Strifey. I like the lyrics. I think it's a good song. I wouldn't say I like it as much as the other ones that I really, really love in the album, but I think Heaven Sent is a decent song. It has good lyrics. It has really good singing, and I like what they do overall in the song. My favorite part of Heaven Sent is on the chorus when you get kind of like this, I don't know what it is, but it's kind of like this keyboard or piano thing where it's like something like that. I love that part of the song. It's really cool. And I do like the chorus. It's really good. I think the song could have, I don't know, I think the song could have used something to really make it have more punch. But I do think it's a decent song. So track 12, Heaven Sent, it's a decent song. But I think it could have used something. I don't know what it could have used, but I think it could have had something added to it to give it like an extra punch to make it a really good song. But track 12, Heaven Sent, decent song. I think it talks about being heaven sent, talking about religion, talking about being from heaven or being we're heaven sent kind of thing. I think that's what the topic touches on. Like I said, it's a decent song. I like the singing from Jack Strifey. The lyrics are good. I like the chorus and I like the production, but I just think it's a decent song. I think it could have had, you know, like I said, something added to it to give it more of a punch. But I think the best parts of the song, what makes it decent, is like I like the chorus, and I like that part of the instrumental on the chorus. I don't know if it's a piano or a keyboard, but it sounds really cool. So track 12, Heaven Sent, that's a decent song. Track 13, Angel in Disguise. So now that I think about it, no, it wasn't just track 10 I didn't like. So track 13, Angel in Disguise, not really a fan of this song. Just didn't really work for me style-wise. I think it talks like another relationship type of song, another love song type of thing. I think that's what this is going for. Not really a fan of Angel in Disguise. This song just didn't really work for me style wise. It didn't really click with me. It didn't really do much for me, and I didn't really vibe with this particular track. Style wise, instrumental wise, vocal wise, the whole song itself, it was one of those songs I just didn't really vibe with. It just didn't click with me, and I wasn't really a fan of it. So track 13, Angel in Disguise, not a fan of this song. So it just didn't work for me style wise. So as for the 14th song and the final song on the album, which is The Silent Place, this is a pretty decent song as well. I do like The Silent Place. It kind of talks about like an area where it's like a song that touches on like death and like cemetery and kind of like it basically touches on like death, cemetery, and like people that are like dead, or a place where people die that people don't care, kind of thing. It's kind of what it touches on topic wise, and I think The Silent Place is a decent song. I like the beginning, I like the instrumental, I like the chorus on the song, I do like the lyrics, I like the singing from Jack Strifey. So I think The Silent Place is a decent song. You know, I like the song overall. Like I said, much like Heaven Sent, I think it could have used something extra to give it some punch, but as it stands, I think track 14, The Silent Place, I think it's a decent song for what it is. But yeah, so yeah, track 14, The Silent Place, like I said, I think it's a decent song. I like the instrumental, I like the lyrics, I do like the singing, I like the subject matter they touch on in the song, and Luminar does a pretty good job on the song as well. So yeah, I think The Silent Place, it's definitely decent. It's a decent song. It's not the worst thing ever. I don't love it, but it's a decent song. It's a decent song, and I do like what they did with it, and I do like it for what it is. It's a decent song, but I do think it could have used something more to give it like a punch to really be as, you know, good as like, you know, Escape to the Stars and stuff like that. But as it is, track 14, The Silent Place, it is a decent song. So that's what I think of that one. So overall, when it comes to this album, Final Attraction by Cinema Bazaar from 2007, my overall opinion, my overall rating for this album, I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10 because I mostly liked most of the album. You know, I liked most of the songs on here. There was maybe one or two that I didn't like. There was a few that were decent, but I liked this album for the most part. So I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10 because I like Love Songs They Kill Me. I like How Does It Feel? I like Silent Scream. I like Get Off. I like Forever and Never. I like Escape to the Stars. I like After the Rain. She Waits for Me's decent, so that's like a half a point. Track 9, I Don't Believe. I like that one. Track 10, The Way We Are. Wasn't a fan of that one. Track 11, Dysfunctional Family. It's like a mix between mixed bag, decent. Track 12, Heaven Sent. It's a decent song. Track 13, Angel in Disguise. Not a fan of it. And then track 14, The Silent Place. I thought it was a decent song. So there's like 1, 2, 3. So there's like 3 songs in the album that I think are decent, almost being a really good song, but they're decent. And there's only like 2 songs on the album that I'm not really that big on, but most of the album I do like. So I think the score makes sense. So yeah, my rating for Final Attraction by Cinema Bazaar from the year 2007, I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. It's a pretty good album. I like most of the songs on here. I like most of the music on here. And I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10 because I liked most of this album. Most of the songs I really, really loved. It had a lot of good songs going for it. And it just had a lot of good stuff going for it. Like I said, there was only like 2 songs I didn't like. So I liked most of the album. There was maybe a few songs that were just decent. And there was only like 2 songs I didn't like. But I liked most of the album, so I think it makes sense to give it a 9.5 out of 10. It's almost a 10. I would say it could be a 10 if the songs that I mentioned that were decent, if they had something more done with them to make them like a really good song or give it some extra punch, then it could easily be a 10. You know, this album, you know, it could easily be a 10. But as it stands, my overall opinion and rating for Final Attraction by Cinema Bazaar is I give this album a 9.5 out of 10. It's really good for what it is. It's a good album. I definitely enjoyed it overall, and I liked most of the songs on here. It's a solid album. It has some really good songs on here, and Cinema Bazaar did a great job. They're a really cool band. They're definitely my favorite rock artists. I like them. They're like a mix between pop rock, glam rock, and they have electronic stuff they use. And I just really like the band overall. They also look cool style-wise. They dress awesome. They dress really cool. Their style's like a mix between goth, anime, emo scene. That's kind of their style and how they dress, and I like it. I think they dress really cool, and I think they look awesome. So not only do they make good music, not only are they very talented, not only is this a good album and has mostly good songs, just a few decent ones, and then only 2 I don't like, which is why I give it a 9.5 out of 10, but they look cool as hell. So that's an all-in-one package right there. They make great music, they're talented, and fashion-wise, I think they look cool. I like how they look. They got a cool style to them. I really like it. They got a cool style. It's cool the way they dress. You know, I like the way they dress. They have a really cool fashion style to them. So that's another bonus and plus of this band is they have a really cool image and a really cool look. And I think that can add to an artist, especially when they're already good musically. So that's all I really have to say in this collab review with Acid Rootz. For any Cinema Bazaar fans out there, let us know what you thought of this album. It was fun to review Cinema Bazaar because when I review albums, when I do things like this, I want to talk about things and talk about the music that doesn't get talked about. You know, I want to bring something new to the table. I want to talk about something that doesn't get talked about. You know, there's thousands of other artists that have millions of reviews that you could watch, but Cinema Bazaar has no reviews on YouTube, and it's about time someone talks about their music because it deserves to be talked about. They're a really good band. They make great music. So shout out to Cinema Bazaar. Shout out to all the Cinema Bazaar fans. Shout out to all the members, you Phoenix, Jack Strifey, you know, I think his name was, let me pull it up because I don't want to get the names wrong because I had it pulled up on this other phone. So yeah, shout out to Cinema Bazaar, shout out to the fans, shout out to Jack Strifey, shout out to you Phoenix, shout out to Kiro, shout out to Shin, and shout out to Luminar, and you know, rest in peace Luminar, my condolences. It's very sad that he died in 2020. It sucks that he died. It's a sad tragedy, but he will definitely be forever remembered for being a talented person and, you know, just being a part of a great album and making some good music. So rest in peace to Luminar. Sucks that he died, and my condolences to him and his family. And yeah, rest in peace to Luminar. But yeah, that's all I have to say overall in this album review. 9.5 out of 10. Pretty damn good album, like most of the songs. A few decent ones, and there was only like 2 songs I didn't like, but for the most part, it's a solid album. 9.5 out of 10. I like the album overall. Cinema Bazaar is an amazing, great rock band, and it's unfortunate they're no longer around and that they disbanded. They only did like 3 albums, but I think a lot of the members are doing their own thing now, so it's cool that they're doing their own thing, and you know, at least we still have this music to go back to. But just unfortunate because when I found Cinema Bazaar, they were no longer together, so it would have been cool to see this band do more albums and make more music, because I definitely it's unfortunate that they're no longer a group anymore. But yeah, that's all I really got to say in this review. Peace.